Welcome, dear students. This is the most important topic, which most of the time the question is asked why sunset is red or why the sunsets are red. So here are some of the facts, interesting facts, which if we go through the in a sequence, then we will be able to understand what are the main reasons, what is the main reason why the sunsets are red. If you look at some of the fact that is, we know that the light is having spectrum of the colors and it is transmitted. When the light is transmitted, the light is transmitted, it is transmitted red, orange, and yellow lights are least scattered by the atmosphere. This is the first fact. Now, the red is scattered the least and transmitted the most. So, this is the basic concept of scattering and transmission. Red is scattered the most, the least, and the transmission is least and the transmitted the most. It means red light is transmitted the most. So thicker is the atmosphere through which the light travels more times. There will be scatter of all frequencies of components of light. This is the main requirement if you want to see the more scattered colors of frequencies of the light. So the atmosphere must be the thicker. Fifth is it means that the light that makes it through best is the red light. So this is the red color which is the most through through this atmosphere, makes through the atmosphere. Now sunlight that travels through more atmosphere is red because we have discussed in the back in the last slide. So at noon sunlight travels through the least amount of atmospheres to reach the atmosphere Earth's surface. Noon is the time where the light travels the very least amount of atmosphere. So only a very small amount of high frequency of light is scattered from the sunlight during the noon time. It makes the sun look yellowish. So as the day progresses and the sun descends, lowers in the sky, what happens? A path through the atmosphere is longer and more blue and violet. Blue and violet are scattered from the sunlight when the path increases. When it increases, when the sun descends. The removal of violet and blue leaves the transmitted light redder. This is another most interesting fact that when removal of violet and blue color, it leaves the redder behind. So sun becomes progressively redder. What was the sequence? If you follow yellow and then it becomes orange and finally red orange at the sunset. Sunsets and sunrises are colorful, following volcanic eruptions. So, particles larger than atmospheric molecules are more than abundant in the air. So, what happens if you minus blue color? This is the blue. If you minus the blue, then white and yellow. If you violet is minus, then you get orange. And if green is minus, then magenta. What it results? It results colors varying with the atmospheric condition, giving day to day variety of sunsets to enjoy. So these are the some of the facts which we have discussed in sequence. If you go back from the starting, then you will understand how the colors are formed. So our question was why sunsets are red. So we have started with the facts which color is transmitted the most and scattered the least. So red color is basically scattered the least and transmitted the most. So thicker is the atmosphere through which the light travels more will be the scatter of all frequencies of the light. This is the second most important point to remember. So what it means? It means that the light that travels it makes through is the red. So if you see the sun light that travels through the more atmospheres is the sun. Suns during the sunset is red. At the moon, sunlight travels noon sunlight travels the most that through the least amount of atmosphere to reach. When it takes the very least distance to travel, what happens? Only a very small amount of high frequency of light is scattered from sunlight. It makes the sun look yellow. Then what happens as the day progresses and the sun descends lower in the sky? Path through the atmosphere is longer and more blue and violets are scattered from the sunlight. So, what happens when the colors are removed? The removal of violet and blue leaves the transmitted light redder. So, here is the sequence. If you look at, sun becomes progressively redder when going from yellow. When it is yellow, we have discussed in the noon time, orange, and finally red orange at the sunset. Sunsets and sunrises are colorful following volcanic eruptions. These are one of the reasons why it is colorful. So particles larger than the atmosphere molecules are more than abundant in the air. So if you look at when which color is minus and then what type of the color we get, it is given in the sequence. The resulting color vary with the atmospheric condition, giving day to day variety of sunsets to enjoy. So if you look at these are the some of the most beautiful sunsets colors during the sunset. If you look at this is the reddish color which I have discussed in detail. So it happens when and where which color of the light is scattered the most and which one is scattered the least. I thank you very much for your attention. Hope you people have understood the topic.